The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's what I forgot. But sitting here like, I know there's something else I need to add.
I also enjoyed the start of these because it's kind of just me rambling while you chime in occasionally, but are mostly focused on getting things set up on your end. And you're not going to listen to this for a month.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Not a Scratch, the only podcast that believes that Scratch is an overpowered move. I am your host, your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself, and with me here, fiddling with the thermostat.
It's me, Muhammad. The thing about room temperature is there is a standard, quote-unquote room temperature that is accepted by, whatever standards committee there is, and I believe that's around 72 degrees. But your optimal temperature is actually somewhere around 71.8 degrees. This is all in Fahrenheit. I don't know the conversions to Celsius. Sorry for those of you that use actual units of measurement. But yeah, there's actually the optimal is 71.8 degrees, which requires a fine level of precision on the dial of both the radiator and the air conditioning, because you can't have both going. They need to be going in perfect balance, and my electricity bill is through the roof.
Welcome everyone to the show. Again, I'm your host, Anirudh, along with me, Muhammad here. Mansoor, unfortunately, not with us, though on the bright side, he has reached his final destination, which he has shared with me is Hawaii. He did not specify which island he was on, but I'm glad that
for some reason I got the impression that he was flying east, not west.
Nope.
Huh.
Or maybe he just went so far east he went west. I'm not 100%.
Oh, he took the scenic route.
Took the gas guzzling, way too long on a plane, too many packing peanuts.
The question is, was it a direct flight? Was he on that plane for 36 hours or however long it would take to fly from Argentina to Hawaii going the opposite direction?
That is a good question that I'm afraid of the answer, and therefore will not be asking him. However,
fair enough.
Hopefully Mansoor enjoys his rest in Hawaii before going off to the next location, which I can bet isn't as good as Hawaii. Watch it be somewhere that's actually better.
Random aside,
yeah.
IRL, he actually texted me the other day, and I almost cried. Carry on.
Okay. Cool. On that note, I'm not sure how to transition here.
No. Okay. I realized how that sounded. It was just like it was like a little end of school kind of it's like, hey buddy, how's it going kind of message.
Right.
I was like I'm graduating. Hi, you're my friend. And I was like, oh.
Sweet. So we have a story to tell. Last episode, real calm. Which only goes to, worry about how this episode's going to go.
Oh, of course. And of course, his last episode was calm. This history lesson will naturally be 15 minutes long.
Probably. Depends on who's going to say it.
I mean, I can give it a go, and you can cut me off at an appropriate time limit if you'd like.
Please do, because what I will tell you is that while I know what happened last episode, I also don't think I can do the 15 minutes. So feel free to go as long as you feel like.
Okay. Well, last time, we arrived in the quaint little town of, you're gonna have to remind me, Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye spelled,
Spell it differently.
No, I want to be consistent. And I don't. Okay, it was Hawkeye spelled, HO'CkaEIEEIEIYAEI or something. No,
I know that's
that's a third different spelling. And there still is only one canonically right spelling that I'm sure is being yelled at me in the Discord right now.
Yep, I will tell you right now, I don't know it because that was in the previous episode, and I have not edited that episode as of yet. So
you don't know it. I don't know it. 90% of people listening right now don't know it.
Probably.
And no one cares except for like 3 people. And for those 3 people, I appreciate you. But anyways, we get to the little town of Hawkeye. After our friend, what's the Magikarp's name again?
KP.
KP. I knew it was some sort of initials and there was a P in there, but I mixed it up with a different character. Our friend KP, the Magikarp, brings us to Hawkeye, and Kyle and Zendoran are, looking to make their way up to Steelforge City. And it's like, KP is talking about what there is in the town, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, there's this giant tower and you can see for miles. And it was like, we might as well go check this out. So we go and check out the tower, and lo and behold, you can see everything, and it helps us really plot a path. We decide to stop by the Lily Gardens on our way because it's kind of in the way to Steelforge City, and it seems like a good, rest stop rather than making a straight 5-day trek. And at the top of the tower, we run into an old friend of Zendoran's, PC Fog, a Driftblim, who an old academic friend / inventor friend / entrepreneurial friend of Zendoran's, who informs our heroes that, long story short, fast travel is going to be a thing soon. Fun times. And since we're headed to Steelforge City, and one of his cousins or friends' cousins or cousins' friends who's working with to do the Driftblim fast travel service is in Steelforge, like, hey, I gotta send a package over that way. Can you take it? And Zendoran and Kyle are like, sure, we'll take it along with us. With that all being done, they descend from the tower. We, of course, do some supply shopping because what filler episode would be complete without some shopping?
Facts.
And after that, we are making our way over to the Lily Gardens, if I'm getting that name right.
Yep. That's basically it. I can't think of anything else that happens. You're delivering the package. Did you get the treasure chest? You got a little chest thingy thing from the shop.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Kyle got a treasure chest from the shop. Still haven't opened it. Is there anything else of note that happened in the shop? There was some fun haggling that went on. There's a small treasure box. And Kyle sold a seed.
Yes, that is true.
And that's kind of what happened.
Yep. That's basically it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can either A, contact us, or B, listen to the previous episode that will probably explain what happens a little bit more, seeing as it's the last episode.
Well, if you have questions, or if it's questions, or if it's correctional comments, correctionary, what would the word be? Because correctional sounds like
Corrective?
Jail. Correcting. I don't know what the actual word would be for the adjective of a comment that is made to correct. I don't know. There's a word that I'm missing.
If you got those, though.
Yeah, if you have those, listen to the previous episodes. If you have actual concerns about where we're going, I'm sorry.
Sweet. Without further ado, because I think we have everything from the last episode, let us dive on in. Welcome to the episode. Before we start...
Was that whispered splash audible?
No. Well, I didn't hear it, at least. Maybe.
Oh, wow. This noise gate is actually kind of effective.
Oh, okay.
I tried to do a little... I think I need to go more directly into the mic and go... Splash.
That one, I heard that.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Welcome to the episode, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Today, I am here today with our guest, Mohammed. We're going to play a little game. I call this game Setting Things Up for the Future.
Our favorite game.
It's a very simple game. I need you to, however you want to do it, roll 5 odd or even sort of situations, or coin flips, however you want to work with it.
So, I need to roll 5 things that have a 50-50 shot.
Yes.
I have.
I mean, you can skew them if you feel like it, but just the result that you tell me should be.
Well, I think it's only fair that we have a fair shot at odd or even. So I have a D4, a D6, a D8, a D12, and a D20 in my hand.
Perfection.
And we've got odd, even, odd, even.
Perfection. Thank you for playing. Your reward will be found in 3 to 5 business days.
And by reward, you mean awful things that happens as a result of my rolling, specifically odd, even, odd, even.
Potentially, although I will tell you this now, it has literally as much influence in the story as somebody that doesn't know the show exists. So, probably not.
So all of the influence in the world.
Also true.
So,
right.
because literally any, like, the way this show goes, the way this story goes is you have had random thoughts pop into your head in the middle of your 9-to-5 job that have resulted in terrifying things happening in the story. So
maybe. I will tell you, you could believe me or not, it doesn't matter. So where we last left off, you guys had just reached Lily Garden. We had kind of zoomed through the travel section of that. It is now, because it seems like the time is always 9 o'clock in the morning here on Wednesday, July 27th.
I thought it was 11.
Might be 11.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Have we arrived in Lily Garden, or have we?
Yeah, you reach Lily Garden.
Then yeah, it is 9. Then yeah, it is 9. It is 9. Yes. Yes.
It's 9 in the morning on July 27th. Your journey is now just about 2 months in. It was about May 27th-ish when you started ending class, I think. Because the actual first day of being a member of the recruits was June 1st. Right. And there was a few days beforehand where you were, doing your shenanigans, stuff like that. So it's been about 2 months. And you have reached Lily Garden, famous, of course, as in the name, for their vast garden. And we're not talking there's an area that's got a garden and the rest of the town's the town. No. We're talking straight up like Floroma town type of garden. Like the entire city is just flower here, flower there, plant in this direction. There's a forest over there, but it doesn't grow trees. It's just more flowers.
It's not a city with these famous botanical gardens. The city is the botanical gardens.
Exactly. You walk in and you have to pay an entrance fee just to walk in and see the garden, except you don't have to.
I hate toll roads.
You don't have to in this case. I will give you that.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, so you and Sandoran enter this town, Lily Garden. First off, you have passed through, we're not going to do any border check related concepts, but you have passed through between Ventus and Nature. You're now back in your home state. The air breathes of dirt, just as I remember.
Beautiful.
And as you reach Lily Garden, sure enough, you see what is possibly the most beautiful town. There's other towns that are like industrial, and you can see the impact that they've had. Your hometown obviously has a soft spot for you, and you've been to beach paradises and icelands that maybe appeal to specific Pokemon. But this is your territory. This is a garden. This is plants. This is exactly what you, as a grass type, nature loving Kyle, really enjoy. I
am home.
This is it. This is where I'm moving. Basically, is Kyle's. When I get a real job.
Kyle said, "I'm 10 years old. When I get grown up and moved out, I'm moving here." Even though Kyle is trekking the world and on dangerous world-saving missions, but
yeah. But when you retire, once you save the world in a year, you retire.
when Kyle retires at the ripe age of 11.
Yep. And Zendoran even is.
Sorry. That was a little pessimistic of me. When Kyle retires at the ripe age of 10 and a half.
Yeah, so even Zendoran as entering the town is a little breathtaken by just the sheer peacefulness of this town. And it slowly dawns on you, like, the past couple of days have been the most calm days that you've had since before this adventure has begun. Because it's really just been, I'm going on a trek with this old wise person. I mean, not really old, but
I was gonna say wise. We've pointed out that he's not old, but yeah,
right. But you've been going on a trek with this wise person that knows a lot of things that you're interested in, and it's kind of just been a vibe for the most part.
Yeah,
you met another professor that looks like he's really cool and knows a lot of stuff, and just been traveling through the region. No bad weather or anything like that.
I mean, considering Kyle experienced a month and a half of insane events in the span of 5 minutes a couple days ago, this calm is appreciated.
Yeah. So as you enter in, just point out some of the things that you think are particularly interesting, like in this garden town, because it's easy for me to just like copy and paste Floroma Town on here because it's the first town that I can think of that's really like flowery. But
Well, I'm trying to
add
think
some
of
stuff-
what there would be that there wouldn't be in Floroma Town, because I feel like there would obviously be like, you know, some like obviously like some shops, like some flower shops and some berry shops and like some nurseries for like, you know, getting plants to take with you. Obviously, there'd probably be like some sort of guided tours of like
Sure.
the town. It's like the full town, you know.
I guess if you wanna Pokemonize it or find some interesting things like that's away from like Pokemon centers and more of like this is what Pokemon would be really interested in if they're into these like flowery sort of items.
I feel like this town is like a haven for like grass, bug, water, and like fairy Pokemon specifically. Like those four. I feel like those four are the ones who'd like truly appreciate like, you know, maybe the occasional ground type who's like, you know, is really interested in like roots. But like I feel like it's almost like a not quite like a touristy haven and not quite like a like religious pilgrimage spot, but like something in between that almost is like the kind of like vibe that this town gives off. And so you just see like Pokemon from like all over the Outcast region that are just like, you know, visiting
That come to
the
this town as like a
it's a must see destination, and like, you know, it's a nice little getaway spot. And
I just thought of something that would be really interesting. We'll note this down. That'd be really cool. Kind of what you're building off of you. This is one of the we can go 7. One of the 7 wonders of the world, I guess.
One of the 7 wonders of the Outcast region.
Yes.
The Nature region has, or the Nature state, the Nature mega
I think we've been going by
municipality.
state, I think.
Yeah, the Nature state has the Lily Gardens, and that's like its wonder of like if you live in the Outcast region and you're going to that state, that is the place you need to go. Like forget like all like the big cities, forget like, you know, all the, you know, hustle and bustle. This is where you need to go.
Mm-hmm. So as you enter in, you see a bunch of Pokemon that have that touristy sort of feel. You know some of these, well, you don't know, but based on I was gonna say like license plates, even though there are no cars. Just based on like their vibe, their feel, their accent that doesn't actually exist, but we're gonna pretend does. You can tell there are people from like all over the region, not just like, you know, Ventus and Petrum and Nature, all of these nearby areas, but you got people from Flama, you got people all the way from Tenebris, which is on, you know, like you have to go across the little
Isthmus,
whatever, the isthmus, I guess, or like across the ocean in order to get to Tenebris. You see people from Fluvius, that's where your final destination is, but that's, you know, hundreds of miles away. But all sorts of people here in the Lily Gardens. Is there any place you want to explore here? Is there any sort of plant that you are looking for, or?
I think even though this town is like, you know, mostly like flowers and smaller flora, I think like Kyle's eyes are darting around because he feels so at home in this town. He's like, there's got to be like, you know, some more heavily wooded area. There's got to be some sort of like foresty section of this town where I could just like go up in a tree and nap for a couple hours because that is the vibe that we have now, and it is great. I can relax.
Yeah, sure enough, there's I guess similar to so I keep referencing Floroma Town, assuming that people understand what this is. This is a city in the Sinnoh games that is famous for being a very flowery town. I think legend is like it was like a wasteland at some point, then a flower had bloomed, and then from there that eventually expands into this massive city of flowers. And
this city is essentially a giant flower field with a couple of buildings in it. Basically, is what it is.
And yeah, sure enough, it's similar to how Floroma Town has like the forest in the back where you go get the honey and deal with that Team Galactic stuff. They've got a similar sort of thing, like where the back would be considered. It's a forest land that opens up. I'm gonna say it opens up to the east, based on how my map looks, because there's nothing really happening. It just goes out.
Perfect. That's the direction we're kind of headed in. It's like nice, perfect.
It just opens out there, and it's just a vast forest of a bunch of thick trees and you know, you walk in 15 steps and you can't see anything above you.
Yes, that's perfect.
That's available there. Are you heading in that direction or
I think
vibing?
I think as soon as they get to the town, Kyle is just gonna like turn to Zendoran and just be like, "So I know we have to get going, and I know we're on a bit of a mission here. Can we just like spend the day here and just relax? You know, this place is really nice."
Sindoran just kind of looking around like, yeah, I do kind of agree. It's pretty nice. Sure, I don't see why not. We don't have a time. Ooh, do we have a time limit? I mean, we do have to try to get this package over to Steelforge as soon as possible. We can spend the morning here if you think that'll work, because that'll still end us.
Kyle, as soon as Zendoran concedes like that little bit, just like flashes a thumb up and a smile
Like,
and just jets like it, like literally like there is a smiling, like Kyle is listening and then he is smiling and thumbs upping and then he's gone. Like just pew.
Yeah, I think we could spend the more. Kyle, would you just?
There's a little like note on a piece of paper on the ground where Kyle was, and it's like, oh, I'll meet you like at like X place in the center of town in like 3 hours. Bye.
I'll meet you by the flower clock
I'll meet you by the flower clock at flower clock. Bye.
Sandora just kind of looks at the notes like, oh well. Kind of pulls out like a sketchbook and starts sketching some of the flowers here for presumably some sort of other book related item. Meanwhile, we go to you. I assume you have jetted straight to the forest.
Yeah, and I think Kyle is gonna indulge in, you know, his kind of like calming, like self-centering thing of sitting up in a tree, sketching things that he sees as he's just gonna like sit up there for a couple hours, like sit up on a tree branch, like Manaphy in the bag leaned up against the tree trunk to make sure Manaphy doesn't fall up on like the branch like next to him. He's just gonna sit and vibe is kind of what he's gonna do.
Sure, Manaphy even Manaphy understands the beauty that is this flowery place. It comes out and starts like, you know, looking around, kind of doing something similar to you just vibing with the trees and stuff. Manaphy, I think in an effort to be more artistic, has made a bubble and is trying to shape the bubble into like a leaf or something.
I was imagining bubble sculptures, but I think it's even funnier that Manaphy is trying to make a bubble which has to be round to exist, conform to a shape.
Yep.
Rather than like taking a bunch of bubbles and putting them together, it's just trying to wrestle this one bubble into the shape of like a maple leaf.
Just like stretching it out, and somehow it's working. I think a la like SpongeBob magic.
Of course.
And it's like has like, you know, has made their bubble turn into like a spearhead at this point, which is the closest thing Manaphy's got to a leaf, and it's just like
the wonders of Saturday morning cartoons.
Manaphy just kind of stares at this like, this isn't a leaf, but it's pointy like a leaf, but it's not a leaf. Pop, restart.
Try again.
But yes, so the hours pass by and things feel calm, cool, and collected. And of course, as soon as I say that, make a perception check.
Yep.
It's about time. We got
it. It was only a matter of, you know what? You gave me a while. I'll take it.
I gave you an episode and a quarter. Like I feel like this.
Yeah. Got it. 15 minus 1, so 14.
14. You hear a noise in the semi-distant direction to your left, we'll say.
Is like a noise as in like a noise of, you know, someone moving, or a noise as in like a suspicious noise of someone moving?
Suspicious is not. It is raised your interest, but it is not suspicious per se. It sounds like someone punching a tree. That's the best way to describe it.
Whoa. Okay. Well, there's a difference between, you know, the sound like, you know, someone moving along and it's like, that's interesting, and the sound of someone punching my beautiful forest.
That's the best way to describe it. It is someone punching a tree.
Sounds like. I think Kyle is gonna gather his things and like slowly and quietly try and make his way over like through the trees closer to the noise to see if, he could spot anything without, walking up to someone and be like, "Hi, I heard you punching this tree."
Sure. If you're slowly and carefully doing this is going to be a stealth roll where I'm going to have you roll a cool.
I can do that because I got 17.
Cool. So you and Manaphy, who's back now in the bag, stealthily approach this loud noise, which is getting louder. It's not louder because of it getting closer to you, but because you are getting closer to it. And what you see is maybe surprising. I'm not sure how surprising this would be. You see a Budew punching a tree.
Huh?
You see a Budew punching a tree.
Yeah. Huh?
Okay, so that is surprising.
Why would a Budew be punching a tree?
If you would like with your stealth roll, go ahead and make a since you have stealth, make an investigation with advantage.
With advantage, I'll take that.
I'll give you that.
Oh, and boy, did I need it. I rolled 18 and I rolled 2.
All right.
Which they're both +1, so 19 and 3, but 19.
Right. I don't know why I closed that. So with a 19, it's punching it. So Budew, of course, famous for not having hands, kind of opens up the bud at the top and is punching with that, like with their head, basically. And it looks like this Budew is training. That's the best way to describe it. You've seen Ralph train. You've trained yourself.
Okay.
Training against a tree, effectively.
Okay. I don't know if Kyle would want to interrupt, I think Kyle seeing that this Budew is up to nothing nefarious and it is just simply trying to get strong.
Trying to big muscles.
Exactly. I think Kyle is gonna kind of breathe a small sigh of relief, and then on the tree that this Budew is punching, just sit down on a branch, take out a sketchbook, start sketching, take Manaphy out, and put Manaphy on the other branch. Just go back to what he was doing. I think Kyle's mildly intrigued by this. Is this what it looked like when I was 2 and thought I could punch things? And just sketch.
All right. Okay. So the Budew, after a while, kind of breathes out, and after a good training session, effectively, that's a decent sized hole where this tree is. Not so much that it's damaged and the tree is gonna fall off. I think the Budew's done a solid job of not damaging the tree, but you can tell okay, there's been a lot of pressure put here. This Budew is pretty strong, despite being a Budew.
Interesting. Okay.
Budew kind of rest, grabs the equivalent of a towel and starts wiping the sweat off themselves, goes into their bag, and it's it looks like they're packing up.
I think what Kyle is gonna do is Kyle's gonna climb down from the tree and just because this Budew is clearly serious about its training. So I think Kyle recognized this Budew might appreciate this sketch that I made, and just climb down the tree and just hold out the sketch of the Budew training.
Oh, you're just gonna walk? So
yes.
The way that I've seen this is you just walk up with the thing in front of you, just waltzing towards this Budew.
I imagine climbing down from the very same tree that the Budew was punching.
Oh, okay. So the Budew has wiping off the sweat, looks up and sees a Trico with a backpack walking down the tree.
Pretty much.
This is going to surprise the Budew. Budew kind of jumps back and it's "Oh, blimey! Hello. Were you watching me the entire time?"
Kyle just Kyle.
Kyle's you're gonna.
Yeah. No. Kyle's. I think Kyle's just gonna shake his head no and then offer up the sketch. Is what Kyle's gonna do.
Do I do this? Yeah, why not? Roll performance with advantage for your sketch.
Performance with advantage for
that is a cute
sketch. Yeah, everything we said about Kyle being artiste. Got a 10.
It's a solid sketch. I think that what you realize now is that because you were sitting on the tree that this Budew was training against, that messed up your pencil strokes in a way. So you're looking back at it huh.
It's like I sketched this during an earthquake.
Yeah, exactly. So, it gets solid. The The Budew looks at it. It's like, oh, thanks. I'm sorry. Who are you?
Kyle takes the sketch back, signs his name on the sketch, and just hands it back.
Kyle. Wait a minute. Are you Kyle Longgrass? Longgrass? Was that the name we gave you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Are you Kyle Longgrass?
Kyle at this point, like, goes like wide-eyed, and it's just like, how did you know that?
Oh, probably should introduce myself. I need a name, and
I need a name.
yeah, so we need a name for this Budew. If it matters, it's male, but I don't names.
Vaguely British accent.
Vaguely, like I'm trying hard not to have another British accent character.
No, yeah, you got a vague British accent. It's a Budew, but it's like a tough guy Budew.
My grandfather's uncle was 1/4 Scottish, and that's carried down ever since.
Trying to think of like a tough guy Budew name.
I just went on a major like, what's it called? Like 6 steps to Kevin Bacon or whatever it is.
Like a bacon number.
Yeah, bacon number. I just want like a couple bacon numbers away. I'm like Budew, Duford, Ford. That's his name.
Ford, nice.
Sure, Ford. We got Ford the Budew.
Nice word mapping.
Hi, I'm Ford.
The name's Ford. James Ford.
The name's Ford, and I am a member of the Battle Hammers. I don't know why I was so slow with that. But
Kyle at this point takes out his badge and looks at it.
Your badge.
Kyle's like sneaking a peek at his badge just to like see see how he's supposed to play this situation here.
So if I'm not mistaken, you are not. Adam didn't transfer you to the Battle Hammers. I think it was just your like, oh, there's a guild that way. Let's go this way.
Yeah.
So you are still a member of the last guild you were with, which I guess would that be the Dark Clouds? Because you traveled with them, or was it?
No, but we weren't actually a member of the Dark Clouds.
Right,
it was a joint mission between the Dark Clouds and the
Boulder Stars.
The Boulder Stars. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your badge currently says Boulder Stars member, I guess.
Okay. I think Kyle is just gonna like hold up his badge. He's like,
Boulder. We heard all about your exploits in the area.
I love how as soon as this guy, sorry, random aside, I love how as soon as we decided to name him Ford, he went from being vaguely British to squarely American.
It's like straight up, I was born and raised in like Southern Illinois, like
Detroit, Michigan, born and bred, baby.
Yeah, so Detroit. I'm from Detroit. I don't know what a Detroit accent.
I don't know I don't know whether a Detroit accent would be like more Midwestern or more East Coast or more Canadian.
It's all three.
Because this is something that's kind of wild that I never realized. Detroit is farther north than Toronto.
Right, because Canada like juts inward.
It dips.
Yeah.
No, like I always knew like Detroit and Toronto were like close, like you could drive between. But I thought Toronto was like slightly northeast, not slightly southeast.
Mm-hmm.
That blew my mind when I learned it. Also, if you've never flown Detroit to Pittsburgh or an equivalently close flight, it is a phenomenal experience. You go up and you go down. It is genuinely a 30-minute flight. It is.
I've done similar flights where it's like you go up, you take a couple like breaths, and then go straight down.
It was. This is an aside. It was such a short flight. There was genuinely like nothing done during the flight. It was like, all right, go through the safety demonstration, go through the whole 30-minute boarding ordeal, and then it's like, all right, we've taken off, and it's like, all right, we're in the air, we're beginning our final descent to Pittsburgh. It's like, alrighty, what does?
Yes, but so Ford continues on. Like, yes, so I'm a member of the Battle Hammers and Steelforge. We've heard a lot about you and your exploits all throughout Nature. Being next door neighbors. We've had a lot of work with the Dark Clouds and how you were assisting them previously.
And the Bronze Roses?
And a bit from the Bronze Roses as well. They're a bit further away compared to where the Dark Clouds usually travel. Bronze Roses tend to take like the western side of of Nature, while the Dark Clouds tend to take the eastern side. Kind of how it's turned out. Anyway, nice to meet you. Formally, I've heard a lot about your exploits. Are
Kyle's
you
like,
in the area? Are you coming over to the Battle Hammers, or?
Kyle nods and like sticks out his hand for a handshake.
Budew kind of gives you their head, I guess, or like a. Can Budew learn Vine Whip? Because this would make things significantly easier.
I believe it can.
Budew. I can't spell Budew. Budew, can you learn good moves? Oh brother.
I believe Budew can learn Vine Whip. For some reason, I have an image in my head of like in the anime a Budew with a vine sticking out of it. I have an image in my head.
Okay, so apparently, fun fact, apparently Budew in Generation 4 can learn more moves by level up than Budew in Generation 8.
Naturally, makes sense.
Right, because Budew in Generation 8 apparently just decides to go full
Baby.
level 1 and that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Just fully embrace the baby.
Which, by the way, was a bit frustrating playing through BDSP. But
well, that's the thing. I had a Budew on my team, but apparently just didn't realize it, or maybe it just evolved really quickly, and I didn't notice.
Oh, I had a Budew on my team for the longest time, and it didn't learn anything, and I didn't have its friendship high. I had a level like 35 Budew. It was so annoying.
Can you learn anything interesting? You can learn Grass Knot. This one knows Grass Knot, so it uses like a grass hand from the ground effectively, and like shakes your hand with that.
Nice.
Ooh, this is gonna make things significantly more interesting. Yeah, so it uses the Grass Knot, and shakes your hand there. Hey, yeah, nice to meet you. So you're traveling up to the Battle Hammers. Nice. I hope I'm not intruding or anything, but I'm heading up there myself if you want to travel with me.
At this point, Kyle nods and then speaks for the first time to this Budew, and it's just like,
kind of like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I have I've got a friend of mine that I'm traveling with too. If you don't mind, him being along for the journey as well.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Not a problem at all. Are they here? Looking around, trying to find this person that doesn't exist.
Kyle just nods back in the general direction of, I guess, downtown Lily Gardens, for lack of a better name.
Oh, they're in. Okay. Oh, they're in the city. Okay. Yeah. Let's go meet up with them and start traveling over. Unless you're checking things out.
What time is it? Can Kyle like sneak a glance at like the sun?
You're in the forest right now. Forest, big lack light.
Yeah, that's true. Is there any way of knowing the time? How long has it been?
Do clocks exist? Unfortunately not. So
sad. I think Kyle's gonna kind of just nod along then and start make his way over and gives like a follow along kind of arm wave.
Budew follows you along and you head back into town. It's not. We'll say you find a clock somewhere in there. You find the clock, like the flower clock.
And is it flower o'clock?
It is. It is a flower clock. It's in fact rose o'clock. We'll go with that.
See, I thought we said to meet at flower o'clock. So I don't know.
Flower o'clock is the next hour.
So we're early.
This is like I could just be, flower o'clock is like noon, and rather than having a flower there, it's just like the word flower.
It is the word flower. Everything else is actually a flower. It goes like tulip, lily, daffodil, magnolia, and then it's rose. Like at the end, it's like rose, and then just the word flower.
So yeah, you still have an hour to go if you want to end your journey a little quick.
I think now with I think Kyle has had his his breath of fresh air. He's got some sketches in, and now he has a call to action of this is guild member. We can go to we're trying to go to guild anyways. Let's go. And so he's just gonna poke around town looking for Zendoran with this Budew in tow.
You see Sindoran just lying on a bench taking a nap in the nearby area, like in the flower garden. There's a bunch of almost sleeping areas that are designated just for people to take naps. You see Sindoran just chilling there. If you want to go wake them up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kyle is gonna be the impatient child. It's like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah, and then sure enough, Sindoran is like, oh, what is it? Hey, hello, Kyle. Um, are we heading off? Did I miss the time? I'm pretty sure I set my alarm to, go off. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. Are you a friend of Kyle's? Hey, yeah. Name's Ford. Part of the Battle Hammers, and Kyle here tells me that you're heading up there. Oh, yes, we are. Very, very excited to head up there. Are you leading us there? In a way, I guess. Okay, sure. Kyle, are we ready to go rather quickly?
Kyle at this just kind of shrugs.
All right, if you say so. Kind of stretches out, like gets all those cranks and cracks out. Okay, let's get going. We are heading northeast, if I'm not mistaken. Ford's like, "Yep, let's go. I'll take you down the quickest path that I know, because the alternative is to go around like a route and stuff like that. It's a real complicated thing." And you guys start heading off. You're going on your travels, and now, congratulations, Ford has joined the team.
Da-da-da-da-da.
That sounded real flat at the end. It's like da 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 da.
I see, because I heard you also going, and I didn't want to step on your toes, and then you stopped, and it
didn't work anymore.
All right. We both do two different, little sounds at like little like party joined or like party member added sounds at the same time. All right.
At the same time. Okay.
Yeah. Give us the line again, and we'll just both go and do our own thing.
Okay. And now, congratulations, Ford has joined the team.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Perfect. This is gonna match up perfectly in post.
You say match up perfectly in post, like any of that segment is getting edited at all.
Also, very true. Cool. Sorry, I was just sitting out here fixing a Ford stat line. Ford, speedy guy that they are, has a base speed of 19. Or not a base speed, sorry, a final speed of 19. So Ford is a zoomer.
This Budew is fast. What?
Budew got speed for days. That's what I was trying to say. So Budew, of course, will go at your pace because the alternative is you guys either chase after Budew or get separated very quickly.
Budew goes at my pace, but I go at Sindoran's pace.
Very true.
So this Budew is moving like what would that be? Less than half as quickly.
Yep.
As it could be. Budew's like running laps as we're walking along.
Kind of just like training. Budew, as you can tell, very big trainer type of Pokemon. So it's like while Wigglytuff and while Sindoran is continuing their trek with all of the equipment and all that they've got, and you going at that semi-consistent. What is your base speed? Or what's 15. Your actual speed? 15?
15. No,
okay.
Kyle has slowed down a lot for this.
So you're slowing down in half. Ford's going like a third, basically.
Somewhere between a half and a third.
Somewhere between a half and a third, yeah. The travels continue. This is going to take another couple of days. I need you to roll me 2d20s.
2d20. Like separate d20s?
Separately, yes.
Okay. We've got 13 and 17.
13 and 17.
One of those rolls was bad. I don't know which. Well, actually, the 17 was either incredibly good or incredibly bad.
13 and 17. 13, nothing happens. 17. Let's go to your chest. So your chest has kind of been sitting there. It's up to you if you would like to attempt to open it or not. I will say this. On the second day, Budew notices that you have the chest and is like, ooh, this is a puzzle.
I think Kyle just gives the Budew like a questioning look of just like, what do you mean?
Oh, that's a puzzle chest. There's usually some sort of riddle associated with it or some sort of like, maybe the box itself is a puzzle. And if you're able to solve that or crack that, it opens up and then you get whatever goes inside. I've been seeing them a lot in Mystery Dungeons recently.
Kyle just kind of like slowly nods and starts inspecting the chest more closely.
And sure enough, you can tell that there are different like indents in the box. There's like areas that you've noticed it now. Previously, you've kind of just shaken it around, trying to figure out what's inside. But as you shake this a little bit more, you start to notice like some of the pieces are sliding a little bit. As if like, oh, this is like one of those puzzle boxes that if you can slide everything out properly, you can pull out whatever's inside.
I think Kyle's gonna. I think what Kyle's gonna do is like at the end of the day or like when they take a lunch break or whatever, whenever they're not actively moving, Kyle's gonna like sit down and like try and fiddle with it and give it a go.
So we'll
what
say
Kyle's
this.
gonna
Since Budew notices this the second night, that night you're there. You've already crossed the border over to Petrum. The city is close enough that how am I gonna say? Close enough that you can see the smoke, but far enough that you don't want to travel it now.
Fair enough.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So as you're sitting there, you're trying to just crack it, I guess. Trying to fiddle with it a little bit more.
Yeah. I think Kyle's gonna like try and like, figure out what sequence of moves will open this box.
Okay. All right. This is going to be really convoluted, but I'm making this up on the spot, as most things are.
Of course.
So we're going to figure this out.
Of course, I'd expect nothing more.
So this box itself has you've narrowed this down. You and Budew, because Budew is interested in this stuff, and Sandoran has chipped in, though Sandoran seems to be working on something on their own, probably book related. But you three combined have sort of narrowed down this. There are certain pieces, and you've identified based on the clues that the box has given that the order goes piece number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do an action to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the box should open.
Okay.
Now you don't know if you're moving it up, down, left, right, basically. Okay.
Okay. Is this like the kind of puzzle box where there's like pieces and like ball bearings on the inside that I'm trying to maneuver, or is it like there are panels on the outside that I'm moving?
It is more panels on the outside.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we'll say for simplicity's sake, like the box itself has like an engraving on the top that has some sort of riddle, and you three have combined to be like, oh, okay, that means that this piece goes first and this piece goes second, third, fourth, fifth.
Gotcha.
But you have not figured out each of these pieces if they go up, down, left, or right. What I will have you do is roll me.
What, 5 die?
Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to roll 5 die to tell me what directions each of these go. We're about to Price is Right this. We're going to play a game in a game to figure out the game, if that makes any sense.
Of course.
So let me jot this down real quick somewhere. We got 1, we got 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So these pieces, as I mentioned previously, you can move this piece up, you can move this piece down, you can move this piece to the left, you can move this piece to the right. Don't think about the logistics of this in real life because it's not going to make any sense because I just randomly rolled this. If hypothetically you move all these pieces up and it makes no sense, whatever. I will have each of our player characters, being you and the other two in this case, we're all rolling investigation.
All right.
Okie doke.
I've got 14.
Okie doke. 14. Let me roll my grass smart is a 6. That's unfortunate.
It's
And
Budew dumb as bricks.
Budew not ideal when it comes to. Actually, now that I think about it, before I even roll that, I should have figured out. I think this makes sense in your case. You're lean more grass. Sandoran leans more normal as opposed to fairy.
Is it it is dual type.
It is. It's normal and fairy.
Wow.
If it leans more normal, that means that you are -1 to smart. This seems counterintuitive, but whatever. And that's a 9 -1, which is 8. So puzzles, not quite Sandoran's thing. While Ford is very good at figuring out what you got to do, not very helpful at the whole like figuring out
What actually
what
happens.
to do.
Yeah. Ford can identify a puzzle.
Yes, Ford
Cannot
knows,
solve
hey,
one for his
this is a
life.
puzzle. I got no clue what this is, but I know this is a puzzle. And you rolled a mixed success, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
All right. What your hint here is that it seems like none of these pieces will go down.
None of them go down.
None of them go down. That's your only hint so far.
Interesting.
Okay.
If I like take the, can I like feel like a shift or like a slight unlocking if I move the first piece in a certain orientation?
No. This looks like you will get all 5 things correct and it will open, or if any one of these is wrong,
There is no movement at all.
yeah, you can tell it's wrong because nothing has happened, which is about as far as you can get.
Well,
So what
three to the 5th is a lot.
So what I will say is this: you do know now none of these pieces move down, so they're either moving up, to the left, or to the right. Each day, all 3 of us will give one combination, and we will see how that goes.
Okay.
All right. So if you would like to go first, feel free. I'm going to roll what they're.
I was gonna say if you're gonna roll what they're doing, let me hear what they're doing first, so
Okay.
I can make more of an educated. But it's not like we get like partial hints. Can't we do this with like Wordle rules?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe we just shift this to be Wordle rules. Okay, sure. We will Wordleify it, in a way.
If we're gonna Wordleify it, are we getting 3 guesses a day still?
Yeah, we'll get 3 guesses again. Yeah, because
Okay.
this box will eventually be opened. Okay. So day 1.
All right, it is time to expand on my page of notes. Before it was only the important things like the legendary items and the clues about them. And now it's funny treasure box Wordle.
Okay. That's one person's. We'll say this is Sandoran's. We've got. All right, both of them are trying things randomly because otherwise this will get even more
Of course.
easier, I guess.
What are the sequences of moves that they try?
Okay. So Sandoran tries left, up, left.
All right. Left, up, left.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so if we do Wordle rules, I can tell you which ones are right, but I won't tell you.
Well, am
the way they
I
are,
so
how do we Wordleify this?
well, I feel like it would just be you tell me if it's right direction and right spot, right direction but wrong spot, or wrong direction, wrong spot.
But since we can repeat colors, this is going to be a little bit more complicated. I'll tell you if the
Well,
piece is
the way
correct.
Wordle handles it is just if you have like let's say the word is start, right?
Mhm.
Let's say that's the word you're trying to get, and the word you guess ends in a double T. The last T will be green because it's in the right spot. The second to last T will be yellow because there is another T. It's in the wrong spot.
Okay, gotcha.
So like it goes through all of the correct ones first, marks all of the correct ones, and then anything that's not in the right spot but is still correct will be marked yellow.
Okay. You might be able to actually. You
With those rules and these first 2 guesses out of the way, I'm getting this right now.
I think you're getting this right now, but we'll see how this is. So Sandoran's is left, up, left.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to.
Just tell me like green, yellow, or
I'm basically gonna green yellow this. That would be green, blank, green.
green, blank, green.
If I read this correctly, yes.
Oh,
There's a slim chance you might be able to solve this now.
I was gonna say, is it not? Because that means that there's only 2 lefts, and we know where they are, and there are no ups. So it's just left, right, left.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Budew,
Okay.
Budew got even closer. Budew, apparently listening in on the previous one, goes left, up, right, left, which is green, blank, green.
Yeah. Wow.
I guess
Nice.
with 4 letters in this case, it's probably not as complicated.
Oh no, yeah, because there aren't as many possible combinations.
But there you go. You go left, right, left, and open up this box. Whoa. In hindsight, probably not as complicated of a puzzle as I thought it would be, but
No, I think adding the hints just made it really adding the hints and removing the possibility of down made it really simple.
oh sure, yeah.
Because down increases the number of possibilities like crazy. Like 3 to 4 is a good enough jump.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite 26, but
Right. What am I going to have us do? I am going to have you roll 3 random numbers. You're gonna need a random number generator for this. 3 random numbers between 1 and 283.
3 random numbers between 1 and 283.
Yep.
Let me bring out the big guns, the Google RNG. All right. I've got 158, 8, and 102. That is 158, 8, 102.
Okay. I'm trying to
Call
think.
158, 8, 102 for your free not a scratch purchase. Your free not a scratch pin today. No, not a scratch pins are not free and are limited edition. Please buy yours today.
Are they out? I don't think they're out yet.
They're not
Actually, no.
out. They're
As of this episode, they are out.
what? No.
Because as of this episode is at least a month and a half from now.
No, wait, actually?
Yes. Again, this episode is being released not today. But...
No, yeah, I know. I didn't think they'd be out as of this episode. I didn't think we were that close to making it happen.
Oh, sure, we are that. We are one motivated day away from me having this out.
Oh wow, nice, cool.
It's the only problem is the motivated day part. Okay, so
I feel that.
Ooh, okay, this is interesting. So inside here, you see an energy seed. An energy seed, I will tell you, will heal you to maximum and put you over max a D10 until you leave the dungeon.
Nice.
So this is basically one massive like injection of power, probably
Just
useful in a
straight into the veins. Oh
basically. One big boss battle, like where you're down at like 2 health, just have this. You go up to full, go a little bit over full, and then go back to beating up the boss.
Oh yeah.
That is what is in this chest. It is an energy seed.
Oh, it's just that. It's not 3 items. It's just the
no.
one item?
Yeah, I was picking between the 3. I was trying to find which one was better.
Oh, sweet! I'll take that.
So this is the best one that I got because the other ones are.
Can I negotiate for 2 orange berries on top of the energy seed?
You get the energy seed and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
The energy seed and 2 plain seeds that you immediately throw away.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have any use for the plain seeds.
But that's in your chest. Wow, look at that. This could be potentially very useful.
That is fantastic. Shout out Ford.
Ford out here like, hey, that's a box of puzzles. So effectively, that's basically, if you haven't fainted already, Reviver Seed plus extra Oranberry, or maybe more than that, right?
No, it is Reviver Seed plus 2.5 Oranberries.
Right.
Or not quite 2.5, like one and a quarter, I guess, by expectation. Oranberries.
Yeah. So open up the chest. Success. You were able to accomplish this. Everyone
Great
cheers.
Success.
You get your cool item and go to bed. Roll me a D20 Arcana check.
Here we go. It's a 16. Time to dream.
I will give you the same option I gave you last time you dreamed, which is of the 4 elementals that made famous in the Avatar series of Earth, Air, Fire, Water. Last time you chose Earth.
Last time I did choose Earth because why did I choose Earth? Because we were headed to Petrum and because we were headed to Steelforge City.
Right. You're here now, effectively.
We are there
You're
now.
like an hour away, basically.
I mean, I did miss out on the chance to do air while we were in Ventus. So I feel like now's a good time to go back and revisit air because I have a gut feeling I know what this is going to change about the dream, potentially. I could be wrong.
Maybe? No, actually, no, you're definitely wrong. I don't think this is going to help you. No, words. I don't think this is going to change what you think it will change.
Wait, what?
I don't think this is going to change what you think it will change.
Sir, explain. Give me my dream.
Okay. You open your eyes. Hello everyone, this is Anirudh, the GM, PM, DM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to this episode. Trust me when I say, as always, episodes come out weekly, so be sure to follow us, subscribe, and do all those things you ought to do when supporting a podcast. Trust me when I say that because the next one has already been scheduled, so no need to worry about at least next week. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends. We've got a lot of bingeable content, and I've heard that binging the show has been very, very nice to some people. So, check it out. It's all there. It's just scroll up or down, depending on how you have it sorted. Also, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and also give us advice on what we can improve on in the future. You can follow us on Twitter at NotAScratchCast or email us as well at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas to add to the podcast or just want to reach out to us. We also have a Discord for Not a Scratch and have a bunch of awesome people that have already joined. You can join to help build the Not a Scratch community and The Discord is kind of where I make all of my announcements. So you want to join that, again, link in the description for more information about things that may not necessarily be posted on Twitter or through the podcast universe. Discord's the best place to join to figure that out. We've also got a website, which you can check out at www.notascratchcast.com. Website has access to all of our episodes, our merch page, art page where we post commission and fan art, and so much more. Highly recommend checking it out. If you want to send us your fan art, we're down. You might see it on our website, of course, with your permission. Our website and merch update over time, so stay tuned, regularly check that out. Click that website link. We want to thank Glitch X Cities for the song Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, and Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver Route 47 remix. I think I said Glitch X Cities. It's the singular Glitch X City. Shout out to them. We also want to thank Tabletop Audio for the songs Elven Glade and Windswept Plains. We also want to shout out our Patreon members. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, special behind-the-scenes looks of what goes into the games, special newscasts from the Outcast region, and more. You'll also be recognized during the show. Thank you to our Patreon members for the month of September. We're going to be changing this up a little bit. I'm going to be at the beginning of September finalizing a list of Patreon members and then telling them here. And then going forward, that'll update over time every month. So, thank you to our members, Ginny, Ursa93, Eli, and Damon Liger. For more information about anything in the previous discussion so far, check out the links in the episode description or contact us on Discord or Twitter. If you're interested in having a promo on the show for your podcast, we'd love to help. All you have to do is send us an email or contact us on Twitter and Discord, and we'd be happy to discuss more. Thanks for listening. Until next week, take care.